ever have my phone on, ever. Like, I just turn the sound. I don't even, like, that's just like...
So I just turned into an iPhone user this year.
Congrats.
And you tap the back of the screen or the back of the phone and it goes to silent mode. Did you know about this?
I don't use...
So I do it all the time. I put my phone in silent and don't even know it.
See, silent is too much. That's too much. I need my vibrate on in my pocket to do that.
Because then people get mad. They're like, Josh, why your phone always going to silent? It's like, listen, I like took a nap. Like, chill out.
I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt bad too. I'm like, am I that dumb to where like my phone's in silent and I don't even know how to get it out? I think I turned off that feature. Am I officially an old person now? Like, damn.
See, when you start adding too many features.
Yeah, because then that you don't even realize that you activated.
Yeah.
That's how they get you to turn on the microphone, bro. That's how they get you to turn on the shit. Don't even.
So I seen something. It don't even matter. You could turn all that shit off.
Oh yeah, it don't.
They could still remotely turn it on. No problem.
No, it don't.
Yeah.
Listen, we've jumped that shark a long time ago. Like you know.
And I'm okay with it. Listen, hot take. I'm okay with it.
Listen.
Like I get what I need from my phone, and like I don't got anything.
Philosophically, I'm not okay with it, but like convenience wise,
that's it.
It's like it's like as long as it's not actionable immediately, like what am I doing out here? You know, if you want to listen to me eat popcorn loud while I'm watching whatever or playing Madden or something, live your life.
Live your life. Like I live too boring of a life for somebody to be like, we got him.
We got him.
That's not much of a life to live, just spying on other people all the time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Flyover Country.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, man. What's going down, baby?
So Flyover Country. Let's just go right into it. What is Flyover Country? I love the philosophy.
Yeah.
Let's share it with the people.
Yeah. So I was having the experience that when I was traveling, I would always get South Dakota, especially because I'm black. People would be like, South Dakota? They would always say it like that. And then it was that kind of flyover country piece of it, with the premise being that South Dakota doesn't have enough going on for people to stop, so they just fly over it. And obviously I took offense to that concept. But the other thing was that, I thought it was important to own it. And so as we were moving around, I realized that even when we're out here, I don't want to be wearing like a pheasant and the silhouette of the state is kind of played, and I'm not wearing Mount Rushmore. So it's like, how can we rep this area that we from? And a lot of people who experience this and being overlooked and being thought of as less than just because it's not on the coast or whatever. But how do we do something that has some flavor where people can rock the flag and feel confident and good about what it is that they're doing? And so...
Not everybody's a corn farmer out here.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We're not tricked. We're here because we want to be here. We building something here. And eventually, all y'all going to want to come here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so for me, it was like when we got the logo that I felt represented, something that had that flavor that was simple, that a farmer would wear, that I would wear. Right. That's that's hard to strike that balance. Mm-hmm. But something simple, something clean, something whatever. But for me, it was important to jump off with that gold as well too, because even though it's subtle, it's still like, you know what I mean? Got a little swag to it. And then as we got that whole flow going, I got with Josh and we just wanted to have tell the stories, and we wanted to approach this from a different way and not just be just some come and go apparel thing, but be able to lift up all the people in Flyover Country that
kind
are
of
doing
like a whole
dope
movement.
Yeah,
for sure. It's like a clothing brand. Yeah,
and that's the biggest thing for me. Like, as someone who's like grown up here and like I went through that stage of like, I got to get out of here, right? Like, especially like when you're in, high school, thinking about college and then moving on to college, and you leave the state and then you come back and like, I've had the opportunity to come back and build a company here and have clients here and friends here and family here. And then you start realizing like, there's a lot that this area has to offer.
Damn, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. And like, sometimes even saying that is like, the expectation is that it would be bad, right? Like, which is crazy.
Right.
Like, people's like, well, it's not that bad here. Like,
I moved out here in 2012 from California, and every single person I say I moved out here from California, like, why'd you move here?
Yeah, why are you here?
It's not that bad here. Like, it's pretty dope.
There's a lot to offer. And
I'm happier here than I ever was in California.
Yeah, and creating being able to lift up the people that are making this area awesome. is huge. To be able to have a vehicle to showcase that, and that way, when anybody asks and they go, "Hey, why are you out here? What are you doing out here? What can you create out here?" I can go, "Cool. Here's our library of content." Right? I'd love to have a library of 100 stories of people who have come to. I don't want it to be Sioux Falls specific. I want it to be Midwest. I want it to be really anywhere where somebody can say that I feel overlooked, but I've decided to establish who I am here and build what I am. In the way I can.
Because even that, we even want to challenge the idea not bad, right? Because not bad is not good. You know what I'm saying? And so we want to change that to be able to say like,
it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing here, and step into that and walk around with that pride, because that's the type of stuff that moves people on and gets them past thinking small. A lot of people here who feel suffocated by a place like this or want to leave a place like this, is because of the fact that sometimes people don't have the self-esteem or the belief that they can occupy the same space to somebody from New York or LA or whatever. It's hard for anybody to believe that they going to high school with the next Jay-Z or they ride the bus with the next Michael Jordan or whatever it is.
It's really easy to use that as an excuse as well.
It's for sure easy to use that, and people do all the time. And so for us, it's just to be able to say, nah. You don't get to blame that on this environment, because this gives you an opportunity, and that's all a real winner needs.
Right.
And there's just too much talent here to even assume that you're not next to somebody that can be that talented, that is that talented.
For sure.
That you can be that talented. Like, there's stupid talent here.
For sure.
Like,
Agreed.
It's ridiculous.
Double amounts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like an idea that, we really explored. We talked about, we had like a producer in here, and like, I've heard this a lot. Like, people complain about whether it be the Sioux Falls music scene or the Sioux Falls whatever scene, it don't matter. My first question is always like, what are you doing about it?
Hello.
You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing to fix it? Because like, really, it's up to us. Like, you guys see on that whiteboard up there, like, we're kind of working on this thing that we're going to talk to you guys about when we're ready to.
Yeah.
But we're partnering up with Wake.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we just want to create like a network of people with that same mindset. Like, we know we're here, man. Let's make it as fucking amazing as we can. And it's all up to us.
Yeah.
It ain't up to nobody else.
Yeah.
You can't blame anybody else.
Absolutely. For me, as an OG in the music situation, we had the scene more popping before social media than it is now. That's inexcusable. That's inexcusable.
Back when you had to sell CDs out the trunk of your car, huh?
They thought we was moving work on the loop. We was out there slinging so many CDs, cars stopping, all that. Police used to actually come up to us, and they'd be like, we'd be out here, Okoboji, and all those type of things, selling CDs. They used to come up to us and be like, listen, y'all look like y'all the only people out here not drunk doing whatever. Y'all hustling. Do your thing. Just stay in the well-lit area, yada, yada, yada. They used to appreciate that there was young people out here doing the thing. I mean, getting kicked out the mall, doing all of those type of things. Now obviously times change and people could do it a different way, but all of these tools have sometimes given people an excuse to not engage in their community, to not really be in the world that they say they want to be a part of. They could do better.
Digitally, they might be, but they're not actually. That doesn't make any kind of difference. You know what I mean?
It just doesn't. Because even that, when we talk about it, like, at the end of the day, you got to move people to a space. You got to move people. You got to be not just move people emotionally and mentally, but how do you physically get somebody up off of their couch to get them from there to here?
Right.
That's a different thing, and that is power. That is the ability that allows you to change a community by being able to motivate people to move and do something that they otherwise would not have. And that's the power that a lot of young people, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's whatever, you have the ability to do that if you really put in the work and you engage with your community.
And like one thing that I love the phrase that you always use that we started pushing a lot is like, you can either be like in the mix or build the cake. You can can either be in something that's already established or you can make it. And like with that, like you have the power in a community like this to do something like that. Right? Like somebody could throw a concert, post COVID, but somebody could throw a concert and like pull it off. Right, it's a different animal to try to do that in Chicago. Right, like
it's a different animal.
Right, where
even just like like having to get like permits and like we have so
Oh,
much more freedom here to do anything.
I mean,
compared
you
to, like,
still got to
those
do the
bigger-
sound permits. At the bakery, we did get our
Yeah,
our asses handed to us on
yeah.
a couple sound permits.
I mean,
but
even that,
for
though,
the
we
most
talking
part-
$50. We talking $50, and not to mention, like, you could throw a festival out here. Everybody knows somebody that got
Yeah.
a farm in the area or a little
Yeah,
lot or
yeah.
plot or whatever that you could do a thing. You could throw a
Yeah.
festival. You
We're
can't
out
just
in the middle of
randomly
nowhere
throw a
right
festival.
now.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, you can't just
Yeah.
up and throw a festival in Chicago. Like
No.
these are things that are our advantage, and that's what we really want people to appreciate. Is like we're not tucking it in, and our thing is stay grounded, but never be afraid to fly. And that's our thing. It's like it's Flyover Country because we're grounded in this type of feeling. We like the family situation. We like the environment. We like the safety. We like all those other type of things. But I move around. You know what I mean? And so like when my energy is that I go to all of these places, and I've been going to all of these places, and I cook these cats. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dope forever. Like I don't. Nobody's gonna
And humble.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Skip it. Tell the truth. But like, I'm not
No,
gonna.
hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, tell the truth. And no one's gonna limit me geographically.
No.
It's
Yeah.
like, well, you live here. You can't be that good.
That's like the dumbest thing you can do to yourself.
It don't even
bro.
make sense.
And especially like right now, like you said, like, in art or music or even business, we can do whatever we want to do.
Whatever.
20 years ago, like the opportunities that are like now weren't even existent.
Right.
No.
Like my parents don't even have context for where we're at right now.
I told my parents the other day, I'm like, you should just, I don't know why, but drive down Phillips at midnight on a Friday, and you'd be blown away by
popping.
like what's going on.
A Sunday. I'm on the board
When
for
it's not,
DTSF.
negative 26.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been working with on downtown for like the last 6-7 years. And when we started, there was tumbleweed rolling through this bad boy. Like nobody was out on this joint. Everything like closed at 5 or 6. It was it was lame. And now you can go out on a Sunday when it's not negative 26.
Yep.
You can go out on a Sunday and it feels like a Friday or Saturday used to feel. Now that's just
Normal.
it's a regular day.
I think a lot of people too, like you say that like 5 or 6 years ago, so many people are still basing their judgment on something they experienced 5 or 6 years ago.
Sure.
And like that's just a story they built, and like
Yeah.
they're not willing to change. And a lot of people live their life that way too with everything. But it's like, yeah, like you said, just go take a drive down and just see what's going on. Like see it for yourself.
I love when people come back. Like people I know that come back that've been gone for more than like 5 or 6 years, and they're just like, oh, what is this? And it's like, yeah. And guess what? I can get from this side of town to that side of town in 20 minutes.
I don't even get mad once in traffic.
I don't even trip on traffic at all. You know what I mean?
It's like
That's
not
true.
stressful to drive here. It's like
Yeah. Listen, and
You don't want to fight somebody trying to get down
just living my life.
35 on Minneapolis.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, I'm super into that. I was just in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and the traffic is, even in COVID, is bananas. And I'm like, no.
It's not worth it.
I'll visit, but I'm not living in this.
Like I don't have
Yeah.
time as it is, and like I'm 10 minutes from home here. You know what I mean? I still don't have time. Imagine
For sure.
commuting 2 hours.
Oh my
Both
goodness.
Sorry. I just
Yeah.
banged on the table.
It says
It
right
says
here,
right there, bro.
no banging on table, please! Exclamation point.
There's a really helpful note on that.
I
Right.
couldn't have made it more clear.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all leave a comment down below. Tell Josh what you felt
Tell
about
Josh
that.
to shut
bro.
up.
Yeah.
Try to get that interaction somehow. So you're from South Dakota? You've lived here your whole life?
No, I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
Yeah. So I moved here around high school, and for me, it was a significant culture shock and all of that other type of stuff. And my older siblings, they split as soon as they could. I got one. My brother is on the West Coast. My sister's on the East Coast, and they split as soon as they could. Just they wanted a little bit more. But I was just at that time frame where I could just see that we would be able to manage stuff here. So for me, it was like, I want to be here. I want to make this. I want to help make this something that I'm a part of. That versus plugging into something else. That was my thought process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I grew up here. For me, it was like being able to connect with Vonnie on this and like support the community in this area, in this region. And as somebody who, I have a small marketing company that I do a lot of content for and whatnot. And so being able to do that for my own entity, but then as in a way that supports a lot of things that I support was important. And it's been something that I've been wrestling with for a while. And like, I want to create content for myself in the sense of like, do things that I want to make without somebody else saying like, we don't want to post that.
Right.
Be like, cool, this is it.
Right.
Ship it. We're done. Yeah.
Right.
And you got to do that as like an artist. You got to work for yourself.
Yeah. And so, but being able to have a vehicle like this where I can work in is
a starting
super
point
huge.
almost, huh?
Yeah.
And what's dope about it too is like Flyover Country is one of those things where, a lot of times, especially with apparel, people want to get something that no one else can get. You know what I mean? They want that exclusivity. Flyover Country is the exact opposite. You know what I mean? Like, people want to get it. People want to get it together. They want to go into a place, and they want to see other people that have it. So when we go out, and a lot of times we'll be together, and we'll see 3 or 4 people wearing Flyover Country, and it's like,
Yeah.
and it feel good because it's like we are in this together. Like we do get it. It's a wink and a nod, and it's like you're my people. And it's nice to be able to see your work live like that.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
So what else you guys got going on as far as, so like you do clothing?
Yeah.
How are you working with the community? Like, you guys doing events? Are you doing, like, I know you guys
Ideally.
Yeah.
like restrictions.
We got a lot. We got a lot of stuff planned.
Yes, sir.
Something that, like we said, the big thing is like how do we support people in their community choosing to do the thing that they do, right? How do you, the people who choose to live here? I choose to be here. I want to be here. So we've released a couple stories. We did one with a chef, Nick. He owns a catering company. He's one of the head chefs for Avera, and like I love that because it's like featuring the people helping the people that are helping people, right? And like that kind of dissonance is really interesting to me. Like what is going on that's supporting other things that are more visible. We did one on Severance Brewing. We did one on The Source, and then I've been filming this past couple weeks actually. We're doing one on Zach Dresch actually.
Oh, nice.
So I was just at his comedy show and putting a thing together with him, Terry Liggins,
Moonray.
We got Moonray still
tattoo.
coming. An all-female tattoo shop in South Dakota is they're doing incredible work. Vonnie with the tattoo.
Repping for life right there.
That's right.
Listen, it's not a game. We
Don't
about the
go
brand.
nowhere.
Made a decision.
We about the
one.
brand, baby.
I have not gotten that yet.
I mean, listen, if you committed.
The commitment is not as strong as Vonnie, but and then doing some others, and so like rolling that kind of content out and having that kind of consistency with that, where it's like, cool, the apparel's fun, that helps us, keep everything moving. It gives a representation. It's the flag that people can wave.
Kind of lets the conversation get started.
But then we want to really push the people in their community doing it. And like we've been talking a lot about Sioux Falls, like I do not want this to be just Sioux Falls.
Right.
Because really the idea is not necessarily like there's the physical flyover country that people refer to like overflown states, but then there's also the flyover country of people who just feel overlooked.
Just the concept.
Wherever.
You could be, in a larger city.
In LA or New York
and still represent that. You might have, cultural roots, you might have family roots that go back to, less talked about communities. And I think that's super exciting to us. But like right now, being able to be in Sioux Falls and like really make a home base here and then move out in the sense of like our reach, I think is super exciting. So we got some stuff that we want to do up in Fargo with some brewers. Love to have some more stories out in Rapid. We had a little what were we doing in Spearfish?
Yeah.
We were at a festival out there that they did over the summer. That was fun with 605 Magazine.
For sure.
And so like that's all super exciting is having that move forward.
A lot of stories coming. We're gonna have a spring summer drop of a few pieces of gear that I think is going to be nice additions to the new run. You see this heavy creme right here.
Heavy
This
creme.
heavy duty cream hoodies right there. So we excited for those.
I think there's like 3 left on the site right now.
Yeah, so if you're not extra small, you're out of luck.
No,
they're probably sold out.
Oh no, if you are extra small, you're in luck.
Yeah, there it is.
Because that's all we have left. We got like 3 of those.
I think we got a couple double XLs.
Yeah, so all of us, all the little folks. I know we moved another one though.
Perfect.
All those little folks, make sure you guys grab that. But then also too, we got some other events that we're working on, and eventually there'll be some larger events that we're going to drop. That will be exciting, because for us it's about bringing cats together so we could do this community movement together. Because it's our time now, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm not waiting for people to pass me the torch.
Yep.
Actually, I'm probably the old guard now at this point, but I mean,
you got the torch.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the establishment.
You are the establishment.
Yeah, I'm the
I'm
establishment.
just gonna hold on to that thing as long as possible.
Yeah, I'm the establishment.
That's right.
But for me, it's not. Well, I'm gonna use my torch to light other people's torches. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. It's like I want people to be able to contribute what they want to be able to contribute. The only thing I want to assist in is being able to give people the tools to circumvent and navigate those pitfalls and those obstacles that we run into based off of our youth versus.
And yeah, you've already. Like, you've made the mistakes already.
Yeah.
You've gotten to do that. So let people learn from that.
Yeah.
Like, they get to skip those.
Yeah, skip through it.
You know?
And what I will say is like, it's a balance. It's skipping things that somebody has navigated for you, or people that you respect and trust. And that's why it's important for me to have the respect and trust in my community, particularly the young folks. So what I say to them truly has value. But the other piece is, excuse me, you don't want to skip through your experiences, the stuff that you have to uniquely go through. And that's the flip side to it, because there's a lot of people who want to skip all of it. And not only will you not get to where you want to get by skipping all of it, but number 2, if you do get there, you likely will have a setback, you likely will slip, you likely will fall. And if you don't know how you got there, you don't know how to get back. And that's the thing that keeps people stuck, because they're afraid to lose whatever it is they get. But you stop being afraid to lose things when you know what you're doing. Because if you know what you're doing, you know how to teach somebody else to do it, and you know how to get it back. And that's the key to freedom.
I like that. Yeah. A lot of people are like trying to compare themselves to something else. So like when they don't achieve that, they're like, all right, well, I guess here goes that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They never get to explore themselves. They're always trying to achieve what somebody else achieved.
Right, and that's not yours. You know what I mean? Like, that's not yours. You shouldn't want what's not yours. That's not yours. You know what I mean? Your version could just be different. It could be better. It could be whatever. It's yours, though. You need to go through your experiences, and that's one of the things that, like, we want to encourage people to step out in the world and do big things and not just and not be limited. So
people need some false sense of permission. We want to give it to them.
For sure.
Like,
it's a real thing.
You don't need permission, but we'll give it to you.
Yeah, it's a real
like,
thing.
If you need
a lot of people don't
give
give themselves permission.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're waiting on it. And so let's skip it.
Yeah.
Here you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. We're kind of talking about like social media.
Yeah.
You know, how that usually causes the opposite of that. Like people will be comparing themselves to other people. They get lost. Don't ever take action in trying to get what they want, because they're just living digitally. You know what I mean? So like the fact that you're trying to make people get their feet moving in some way, connect people, like that's huge.
And I think watching has regardless of social media or not, like people have always watched other people do things.
Oh yeah,
and said like, oh, I should be doing that, and then don't. And so, like, if we can create more of a platform to feature the people who are, to encourage those who aren't, like, that'd be awesome. Because we need more Soleils, we need more Denims, we need more Shane Schroeders, we need those people.
We need all that.
You know.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of Flyover Country, right? Because it's a flag. You know what I mean? It's not apparel. It's a flag. And so when you clicking through somebody's stuff and you see that Flyover Country gear, it's not about comparing. It's being in cahoots with. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, "Oh, okay, that's
they're cool."
They cool, right? And they doing their thing.
Yeah.
And it's to motivate you. It's not to make you question your value. It's not to make you question your worth. It's not to make you
do any of those things. You got somebody else that has your back.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go. You know, yeah.
Hell
yeah.
Flyover Country.
Flyover.
US.com.
That's it. Go get it.
Cop that. Cop that.
All right, we're gonna restart cameras.
Perfect.
So how long has Flyover Country been a thing?
We launched
officially?
June of last year.
That's right. We did a big giveaway where we like hit up everybody we knew. We're like, can we bring you a shirt? And then we made a video giving shirts to people, and we told everybody to post something on like, what was it, June 4th or something?
Yeah.
June
Genius.
3rd.
Yeah.
And like it was super fun. Like just as a like quick launch with everything. Then we had a bunch of. That's when like the store went live. We had a bunch of stuff. Moved a bunch of shirts, get people shirts and whatnot. I think my favorite story of that is Clint walking down. I grabbed one to Clint, and he was walking down Phillips with one on, and somebody approached him on that day, and they're like, "Dude, how'd you get one already?" And he's like, I thought everyone already got one.
I killed the dude. Yeah. But you know what's funny?
And people feel like they're missing out right away. It's good.
I got so many messages of people with FOMO and everything. Like, I thought we was friends, man. And it was like easy. But it's interesting because that was one of the real pronounced influencer efforts that you really saw that kind of did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And people was really feeling some type of way about not
so
having one of those initial shirts. And the cool thing about it is that those are the all gold. So as you see now, you have the white there, but those are all gold. So
limited.
Yeah, so we won't make those again. And so when they get those, that's one of the ones they're gonna want to hold on to. You know,
I still get people that give me shit about that. They're like, "Why wasn't I in that initial launch?" I'm like, "Listen, man, chill." Like,
and I was like, "Yo, we
need to get one of them all golds."
Yeah, it's different time.
That's right.
Time, So
human billboards, though,
for sure.
And I don't even see it as that. I think it's more like we wanted to find the people that were in the mix,
right?
Who are already doing it, that like understand the vision right away.
They're kind of already in the club. You just wanted to make it official.
We wanted to make it official.
Well, we had state Congress people. We had
bartenders, artists,
people who were running for things, officers. We had the whole gambit of individuals that are out there doing different type of things, and that's what we wanted. So it wasn't just like my whole friends list. It was a situation where it was like, as we scrolling through here, we looking at people who are doing this, that, or the third. These are people who are out here, making it happen. And the beautiful part of this is that when people rock it, it's not begrudgingly. It's not like, because sometimes it's a weird thing when it's that profit in your own town type thing. It's weird for some people wearing local stuff or something that someone they know made.
You almost feel obligated.
You almost feel obligated or beneath you. One of the two, where it's just kind of like, oh my God, I want to wear a bigger brand. Even if it's the exact same shirt, physically from the same manufacturer. But something about Flyover Country, man, it was just one of those things that people they just immediately get it. And it is, I've done, through the music for 2 decades, I've done so many different pieces of merch. And when you do merch, you got to do stuff that's going to sell that night. You know what I mean? Like, we got to clear out stuff to sell that night. So lots and lots of designs, lots of different things that I've been through. And there's just never been anything that I've ever done or been a part of where somebody 70 is like, yo, I need that.
Yeah.
And somebody 16 is like, yo, I need that.
Right.
That just don't happen.
Wow.
It just does not happen.
I think that was the most evident at Spearfish, because at this, it was a little music festival, and it was probably skewed a little older population there. And the amount of people that from out of town that were like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I need this to better represent here, or I need this to better teach my grandkids that this is where we can be. And that's fascinating, where people can see it and go identify without knowing anything about it.
I get it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's dope.
Yeah. Just imagine if everybody all over the country just adopted that mentality. This place could be just as dope as anywhere else.
Absolutely.
Just imagine
if everyone woke
shift,
up
you know what I'm saying?
and decided their city can be the best city they want it to be. Perfect.
The country would be a lot better.
Country would be a lot better if we localized pride.
Just people would be happier.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
It
would have such a huge carryover effect to everything. Just people would be
because every community has something different to give.
Right.
Like maybe I don't want to live there, but there's a lot of people that do, and they've made it their own.
Well, and my thing is, it's if you love your community and the people that you rocking with, and you put your energy into that, you won't need to escape it. See, most people they do 2 things. They go to work and then they escape.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't want to see kneeling during the game. That's why they don't want to hear about whatever during this movie. That's why they don't whatever, because they trying to escape. And so for us, if you put your effort and energy into your community and you love it and it loves you, you're not trying to escape it. And in that way, you're willing to deal with the issues that it has, and you can appreciate all the great things about it. Like what people want right now, because they only watching TV or they only watching Instagram or they only watching whatever, they want perfect. And if it's not perfect, it's not good. That's absurd. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect doesn't exist. So
You can love most of the thing. Like I can know that there's still a problem there. I can know we still need to fix these potholes, or we still need to do something with our legislature, or we still need to do whatever. I can recognize all of those things and take them seriously, and still love my community.
Right. And
some people have a hard time getting there.
Well, it's like you can sit there and yell at TV and be mad at it, but what good does that do?
Yeah.
How does that help your life?
Yeah.
And it's like, be proud of where you are, who you are, all that stuff, and carries over.
Yeah, and I think a nuance in that is like, we've mentioned like artists and musicians, but it can be just like the person going to their job, making the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a call center, like you got a lot of people you can impact.
Rock that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
I was in the call center for a lot of years. You know what? And
there's no like it's like upper level of like impacting a community. Right.
Right.
I was in the call center getting it in, like and helping people enjoy their day and doing all those other type of things, And so that ultimately is what makes it worth it. Is getting people into the point where they really are loving and engaging the community, and they taking responsibility for it. They taking responsibility for the part they play and whatever is happening there. And when people start to do that, again, you're going to start to see things change in a really significant way, because what I realize is that I don't want to be at odds with my neighbors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have issues with my community. I don't want my kids. And I don't have kids, but I don't want my kids that are in my community growing up and not having the stuff that we all agree that they need. That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Totally. Especially when we know what happens to those people that you don't take care of. Hurt people, right? And so we take care of people. We don't have these same problems that other communities have. And one thing I always try to point out when we talk about stuff like George Floyd and all that is that when you look at Minneapolis or whatever, we not special. We early. You know what I'm saying? You put 300,000 more people here, stuff can go south quick. If you don't build that now, if you don't build the connections right now, the relationships right now, the infrastructure right now to support a community that take care of each other, you're going to have those situations.
Right.
Inevitably, because that's people, but we could do better than that because we know better. And that's the benefit of living in a community like this. It's like we get to see what happened on the coast. We get to see what happened every place else.
Right.
And we get to say, okay, we need to address that.
It's all future-proofing for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep. What do you guys see? What do you guys see for? We'll keep it just local since we're here.
Yeah.
What do you guys see for Sioux Falls in the next 10 years?
Bro, I can't even tell you how just excited I am for what's about to come. People have no idea.
I think people are so unprepared.
They're so unprepared.
Like I think people are content, right? And they're like, this is how it's gonna be. This is how it is, right? Mm-hmm. And like, there's just a lot of stuff that's coming. That's like, once you double the amount of units downtown, people are gonna be like, this is a different animal.
It's different,
right? Once you start getting higher density down there, once you start getting higher density in the radius of it, like I think it's gonna be just nuts.
Well, right now, again, we're working on implementing better transportation, more density, all those type of things that actually make a city really tick. So that's going to change things ASAP, right?
That's going to help growth actually not make place fall apart.
It'll skyrocket, and that'll happen in within 5 years. The other thing that's happening is within 5 years is you're having that 44% diversity that's in our schools coming out into these streets and into the workforce. That's going to look different. We have 52 people coming to this community every year through migration from different spaces and all those other type of things. And for some people, it's a different culture that's coming, true, but they're also coming with some great contributions as well, different ways of looking at things that we could benefit from.
I'm excited for different food.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Man, like,
Yes.
that's one thing. That's one thing I'll say.
We can get a good Thai place.
Let's
still.
go.
Everything's a little bit more bland out here. I feel like they water things down just a little bit more.
Listen,
like,
the more people, more diversity, more spices. That's how that works.
They shooting it. They shooting it
That's how
down.
that works.
They shooting it down the middle. And what we're transitioning to is realizing that you can still have your slice of what you want, while everybody else can have theirs. We still coming out of a situation where people think about culture as having the whole pie.
right.
Where every inch of the city I go to, I need to recognize, I need to feel comfortable in, it needs to look familiar to me, it needs to sound like I need to sound.
Which is insane.
It's just insane. And now,
Still kind of like a small town way of thinking
Correct.
in a bigger city kind
Right.
of. Yeah.
correct. And now we're getting to a place where, look, you can live in the burbs and you can have that nice thing that you want. You can live in the city, have that loft that you want. You can live on a farm and have that space that you want. You can have those things, which is rare. It's rare that in any community where you can have a cosmopolitan experience, a suburban experience, and a rural experience all within 30 minutes of each other. That's not really a thing.
Shit, like
No.
10 minutes of each other.
Yeah, that's not really
Yeah.
a thing in most places. You could just go bang, bang, bang.
Also, we still live in a city where you can have tried every restaurant.
Right. Right.
I'm way behind on that. I need to get out more and definitely
Right.
try small
No, you do.
restaurants
Yeah.
for sure.
You do.
But it's not that hard, right? You'd be like, all right, I put in some work this summer. We can knock this out.
Right, you could. I
Yeah.
mean, and so as that's evolving and that's changing, and now we're going to stop getting. We'll never stop getting, but it'll be different from getting the imitation of these things, right? The chain imitation of these things,
Right.
and now we start to get the authentic thing of these things. You get a third generation Greek making that gyro. You know what I'm saying? You get a fourth generation Thai person making that food.
Some taco trucks, please.
Yes, all that,
Real
all that's
taco
happening.
trucks.
That's all of that's coming. But then the other thing too is, in terms of, so from a technical sense, when we hit 250,000 metro population wise, now you'll see everything coming here because that's usually the threshold before more
As far as,
franchises, corporations,
yeah.
and that type of stuff coming. So watch that go nuts. But the other thing that's real cool about it is like we're creating an entrepreneurial environment. We're starting to get that development where we're starting to see people, not just hardware stores and not just whatever, but we having people doing, small tech startups. 3D printing is equalizing things for people, and then obviously you got your Amazons and all that jazz. So I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, for people who haven't been here, it will be unrecognizable. And I mean that in a good way in terms of what people are going to see here in the next little bit. It's crazy. I'm telling you,
excited.
this is where you put your money at. Like, I'm just telling people, like, put your chips in on this, and it's going to be a thing. But if we can get there faster, we can get there better if people participate.
So you're really involved with like government and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? Within town, within state as well. You involved with any state stuff?
So,
Or-
in all different facets. So I'm on a lot of different boards. So I'm on 7 boards. I do a lot with we work with different communities and we train in different. So my business, Think 3D, we do leadership development training and organizational culture consulting. So we work with businesses, organizations, communities, all of that to help them develop their culture. So that's kind of what my thing is anyway. It's helping people do that. And then in terms of what happens here, I try to touch as much as I can, to be honest with you. And eventually, I'll probably run for state legislature because, we need a different voice there. So as soon as I'm done ripping and running on the streets and I'm a statesman,
They're not ready in the state.
they're not. They're
No,
not.
They slow over there.
They slow. And I'm a different type of cat. So, like, that's going to be
They're
an
gonna cause
interesting.
problems. I just want to be
Yeah.
there. I just want to be there to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But so that's coming down the pike.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man.
I think, like you mentioned, like, all kinds of different cultures and stuff moving in. Like, that's going to be good for food and all that. But, like, just to break people out of their box of thinking,
Oh, for sure.
like, just being exposed to different cultures. Like, it's hard not, like, if you look at any different culture with an open mind, like, you can learn from that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like, we're still kind of in the 90s in a lot of ways. A lot of people are kind of living in the 90s. Not everybody, but a lot of people
A lot of people.
around here, like, kind of just living off that old story. So,
And partly like who can blame when like you're by your same people 100% of the time?
Yeah, it's yours.
Like why expect anything different?
Yeah, like no, yeah, I want it to be mine.
Like yeah, and so like having that exposure, I think is
I think
huge.
That
it's
growth
such a big thing.
and just like just people changing their perspective just a little bit.
I always tell young people like, whoa, because the thing about your community, even when you're frustrated with it, it's the same thing as yourself. Even when you're frustrated with yourself, you gotta love yourself because the work necessary to better yourself requires love. Because if you don't love it, it's not worth fixing. You feel me?
Totally.
It's not worth addressing. And so if you don't love your community, you're not going to actually address the thing. And so what people got to understand is, if the world was or the community was exactly the way you want it, nobody is just going to be able to. Nobody who 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever, just walk up in your office and being like, yeah, I like the way you got it. We're going to change it though. Let's just do this different. You're not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Not if I just did all of this work for this. Right. I promise you, if somebody walk into my office 10 years from now and be like, we like what you did, but we want to change it back. The hell you are. I understand that sentiment. Once people just want to, which is why you got to make a case. It's got to be on the merit, you know?
Recording limits.
No, I get it. You know, it's like, yeah, right. It's like, why would you can't expect somebody just to want you to do that. So when you go in there, you got to go in there helping people understand what the vision is for what you're trying to do. And then the biggest part is they have to see themselves in it.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to cast this vision that don't include the people who run this shit, you're playing yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So my vision includes those other people in it. They includes people who had it before me. I'm not trying to put them out the pasture. It's just saying we're going to have this thing longer than you're going to have this thing. So we got to adjust positions.
Got to make it work a little bit better for us.
We got to adjust positions a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate what you did, but there is a certain point where we have to, we'll take it from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would you say people could do? Like if they want to start making some change, they want to start shifting the culture, whether it be Sioux Falls, anywhere else. What's a good start?
Man, I'm such a take care of your own shit and make it happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big personal responsibility and make what you want to happen.
Yourself.
Like give yourself permission. Do it.
Yep.
It's just crazy to me. Like I got stupid talented friends that are waiting for some magic to allow them to do what they're already doing.
They want to bump into a record label owner at the mall, and it's like, record label? Mall?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It don't work like that no more.
It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, do whatever you want to do and make it crack. You know what I mean? It's the idea. If you waiting on somebody,
you messed up.
You're gonna be waiting a long time. Well, first of all, you better hope they never find you.
Yeah.
Because anybody that
you gotta be ready for them.
For real.
Right. That's so true. Yeah. You better hope they never find. They gonna do a number on you.
Yeah.
Because you ain't been out there. You ain't been doing your research. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how it works. Because you didn't. One of my things is get reps. Yeah. So if you at your job, don't be mad at your job for hiring you. There's people at work mad at their job.
Right.
You mad at
you put that application in there?
Yeah. It's like you mad at them for hiring you.
Yep.
But even if you don't like the job, get what you can get out of it. And what you can get out of it is way more than a paycheck. One thing I love more than anything is learning on other people's dime. I love it. So if you're paying me to learn, scoop this. But you get to take more than what they intend to give you. Right. So learn how they work the books. Learn how they staff. Learn how they schedule.
Learn how not to do it.
Learn how not to do it. Learn how they market. Learn how da-da-da-da-da-da. Learn all of those things. Teach yourself those things. Develop those tools. And now, when you decide to move around and do your own thing, you actually know what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a big believer in if somebody's trying to do a thing or grow something or start something, go find somebody who's already doing it and say can I follow you around in the least creepy way?
Can I help?
Can I help?
Right. Right. That was kind of one thing I wish we would have done here. We didn't do any market research. We're we want a psych. Are there any in town? We didn't even know if there were any in town. We're I don't think so. I don't know of any. We might as well build one. It's we didn't do any research. We just wanted it. That's all. I just wanted.
And there's that variable too that can work.
It's And now we're like, oh shit, we should have done a little bit more homework on this. But it's like, now we got it.
Now you
we
got
can
it.
use it.
Now you can use it.
But like, there's so many people like I'm not able to do what I'm doing now without people that I've been able to follow around and learn from.
For sure.
Right.
You know, like like forever will be in gratitude to a number of people because they allowed me to be really dumb
Right.
as I got smarter. You know,
that's kind of why I'm doing this podcast too, is just so I could have people in here and learn from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. That's the best reason to have a podcast.
I get to share this too.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like,
best
man,
reason.
that's crazy. I've learned so much from podcasts.
Yeah.
Whether it be like health, mindset, business, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting, man, like for free.
It's
good.
I just had to put in the time to find the good ones and to actually listen to them.
that's right. That's why I love doing the 8 p.m. show, which I got to bring back.
Yeah, bring that back.
Is like I had people on.
Did you do one season of that?
I did
2.
I basically did 43 episodes, 42 episodes or something.
Which is
like
a lot.
That. It's a lot of episodes, yeah. And then end of December, like I got COVID, Dan got COVID.
Oh,
Everybody got COVID. South Dakota got COVID.
Right. We on it.
And
On it.
and I just haven't brought it back yet. So
Right.
it's
Soon though.
soon though. It'll happen. It'll happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Where else could people find you guys right now? If they want to learn more about whether it be
Instagram,
Flyover or learning about like
Instagram,
what you do
Facebook.
business wise.
Yeah.
Each of our personals.
Yeah. So punch Flyover into any of the socials. Hit our personals, FloWWCAST.com. Go ahead and cop that thing right now. If you're a small person, you better get on it right now because it's just a couple of
Crems
those.
are going fast.
The Crems is out of there and they out of there. So we're gonna have another drop for y'all. Make sure y'all stay up on that. You can check out the business at Think3D or Let'sThink3D.com.
Yeah.
Otherwise, see me in these streets.
Look out for the events. We got some really fun stuff we're working on
Yeah.
that we can't even drop any dates yet because we're not 100% sure, but some really fun collaborations with people in Sioux Falls, and so
Cool.
I'm
next level.
really excited.
Hell yeah. Well, can't wait to see more. And hopefully we'll get you guys back on someday, huh?
That'd be awesome.
Let's do it.
Thanks for doing this.
Appreciate
yeah,
you,
no
brother.
problem. Thank you guys
This
for
has been
being
fun.
on, and thanks everybody for watching.
Yes.
Yeah, I love podcasting, man. It's amazing.
It's good stuff.
It's amazing. So, all right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah, bro.
Good. That was good.